What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best WNBA player props on PrizePicks today. Now I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see we actually got 21 picks correct, which is absolutely insane. Now a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We actually got 0 picks wrong and got 21 right, which is a 100% win rate. Yes guys, we went perfect, a 100% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 100% win rate and get 21 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord by meeting some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon. Should be a link down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $690 just yesterday, and another member who won $1,040 for the 7th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to WM Tolbert 5332 who said you did good. Shouts out to Wnba who said bro actually legit, and shouts out to Future Life C5X who said let's get it. So shouts out to them, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight to the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we're going to be talking about is none other than Cecilia Satalicini, and this one is for 10.5 points, and this one actually is for less. Now looking at someone like Cecilia, we do know she is a fantastic player, but we actually have seen her go on the under actually in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now looking at those 5 games, you see on July 15th faced off actually against Phoenix Mercury, had 8 points there. Then July 17th faced off against Seattle, had 12 points in that matchup. After that faced off on the 26th against Dallas and had 10 points there. Then July 28th faced off against Connecticut, had 0 points in that matchup. And then July 30th faced off against Atlanta and had 18 points there. So we have seen Cecilia unfortunately go on the under quite consistently, as I mentioned, 3 out of the last 5. And coming into this matchup, we do also know that when we look at Golden State Valkyries, they do have themselves a very good matchup against none other than Washington Mystics. Now it is definitely going to be a very exciting matchup between both of these teams. Now just to also let you know, this is the only game for today, so a lot of the picks are going to be from this actual game. But looking at someone like Cecilia and Golden State Valkyries in ranking wise, we do know Golden State Valkyries do actually rank 9th when it actually comes to the WNBA. They also come in actually at the 5th spot in the Western Conference as well. Now they have a record of actually 12 wins and 13 losses. That's a 48% win percentage, and on top of that they are 8-4 from home, 4-9 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. So it is a little bit interesting to see there. Now they do face off against Washington Mystics, who rank only 1 slot higher, because Washington Mystics do come in at the 8th spot in the actual WNBA, and they also rank 4th however in the Eastern Conference, so they are in a different conference here. Now, when it comes to their record, they have a record of 13 wins and 13 losses, so that's a 50% win percentage. They are also 9-5 from home, 4-8 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak as well. Now, coming into this matchup, it's definitely going to be an exciting one, but we also do know, looking at someone like Cecilia and also the matchup that she does face off against, which is Mystics, we do know Mystics do rank 5th when it comes to points allowed. So they do rank pretty decently when it actually comes to, restricting points. Now coming into this game, however, looking at someone like Cecilia, we do like the under for this reason, not only because Mystics do rank pretty decently when it comes to restricting points, but when we look on a per position basis, we do actually see that Cecilia has, that forward position. He tends to play that forward position. And because of that, we have seen Washington Mystics time and time again do a fantastic job at restricting points to the forward position. So that's a big reason why we do very much like the under for this one. We are definitely expecting the under due to that situation here. When we're coming into this game as well, We also do know when it comes to Cecilia, she hasn't really had the highest usage rate in the points department as of lately. Yeah, she did have a big game against Atlanta, but that one was a little bit of an outlier game. We have seen her on a consistent basis actually go on the under, and that's why coming into this next one, we are definitely expecting the under for this one. Now, our average over the last 5 is also 9.6, which is significantly below this line as well, so that works out in our favor there. So, for that reason, Cecilia Zandalicini for 10.5 points for less, I think is a great pick. So sorry if I butchered that name, but getting into the next pick, we're actually going to be talking about, another great player, and that is none other than Sonia Citron. So Sonia, great player, and this one is actually for 3-pointers for 1.5 3-points made, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Sonia, we actually have seen her go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, we do see on July 16th, faced off against LA Sparks, actually had 2 3-pointers made there. Then July 23rd, faced off against LA Sparks again, had 1 3-point made in that matchup. Then July 27th, faced off against Seattle, had 0 3-pointers made there. July 28th, faced off against Phoenix, had 0 3-pointers made there. And then July 30th, faced off against Chicago and had 5 3-pointers made there. So we have seen, like I mentioned, Sonia go on the under quite consistently. We have also seen her go on the under, in most of those games. And even some of the games that she has gone on the over, she's only made it over by 0.5. So nothing really too convincing to us there. Now, we do know Washington do face off against Golden State Valkyries. Now, just to quickly reiterate and remind you again, Washington Mystics do actually have the 8th spot in the WNBA. They have a record of 13 wins and 13 losses. However, over the last 5 games, they have a record of 5 wins and also 5 losses. Now, looking at Golden State Valkyries, we do know they rank 9th in the WNBA. They have a similar record, 12 wins, 13 losses, so just, slightly worse than Mystics. But over the last 5 games, they actually have a record of 4 and 6 as well. So we do know where both of these teams rank, and obviously coming into this one, we are looking at, the 3-point defense that Golden State Valkyries provide. And what we have seen time and time again is that we actually do see when it comes to 3-point percentages allowed, Golden State Valkyries rank 6th. When it actually comes to 3-point attempts allowed, Golden State Valkyries rank 13th. And then 3 points made allowed, we actually do see Golden State Valkyries rank 12th. So they do actually rank pretty low in the attempts and made category. So the reason why we still do like the under for this one is 2 different reasons. Now, when we look on a per position basis, we actually do see that Golden State Valkyries do a fantastic job at restricting 3-point attempts allowed, 3-point mades allowed, and 3-point percentage allowed to the guard position. That's a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. We are definitely expecting the under due to that. And when we also look at it further, we also have noticed that Sonia's usage rate in the actual 3-point department has remained very low. So coming into this one, we are expecting to see someone like Sonia actually go on the under there, and for that reason we are definitely sticking to the under for this one. So Sonia Citron, 1.5 3-points made for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about another great player, and that is none other than Tiffany Hayes. So, as I mentioned before, all the picks are going to be from this same game, but this one is actually for Tiffany Hayes for 3 points as well, for 1.5 3-pointers made, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Tiffany Hayes, obviously we are doing a similar pick to Sonia, but looking at her, we have seen her go on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at this one, we also do see on July 15th, faced off against Phoenix Mercury, had 4 3-pointers made there. July 17th, faced off against Seattle, had 1 3-pointer made there. Then July 26th, faced off against Dallas, had 2 3-pointers made. Then faced off against Connecticut Sun, had 0 3-pointers made on July 28th. And July 30th, faced off against Atlanta and had 3 3-pointers made there. So it has been a little bit interesting for Tiffany Hayes. We have seen her, go on the under in 2 out of the last 5, and her average over the last 5 is also 2. So slightly above this line, but nothing really too convincing to us there. Now, looking at this one, we do very much like this pick because coming into this matchup, we do know where Valkyries and Washington Mystics sit. Like I've mentioned before, Mystics rank 8th, Valkyries rank 9th, but also Mystics do rank 4th in the Eastern Conference, while Valkyries rank 5th in the Eastern Conference. But looking at, Washington Mystics defensively, we do actually know Washington Mystics do rank 1st when it comes to 3-point percentage allowed. They also rank 9th when it comes to 3-point attempts allowed, but they rank 6th when it comes to 3-point made allowed. So it is a little bit interesting there. Obviously, they do allow quite a lot of 3-point attempts. However, 3-point percentage and 3 points made, we actually do see Mystics do a lot better. So that's why coming into this one, we do very much like this situation for someone like Tiffany Hayes to go on the under, as Mystics have shown time and time again that they are a great, team when it actually comes to defending the three ball. Now, on top of that, when you also look at someone like Tiffany Hayes, what we also have seen time and time again is that when it actually comes to Tiffany, we have definitely seen her at times go on the under, especially against tougher defensive teams. And since that is the case, we do very much like this situation for the under here. When we look at someone like Tiffany Hayes, obviously some of the games she has gone on the over, but some of those games she has gone on the over was against much easier teams. As I've always mentioned, matchups. That's what's most important. And with a matchup like this for Tiffany Hayes against Washington, we are expecting the under for this one. So Tiffany Hayes, 1.5 3-pointers made for less, I think is a fantastic pick. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but PrizePicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player we're going to be talking about is none other than Shakira Austin. Now Shakira Austin, great player, as we all know, for the Washington Mystics, and she's done a fantastic job so far this season, averaging 12.7 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1.8 assists, and also 1 steal. Now, as we all know, Washington Mystics do face off against Golden State Valkyries. Now, we have mentioned this before that this is the only game for today, but there is still a lot of great players and great props and picks to definitely keep an eye out for. Now, looking at Washington Mystics and Golden State Valkyries in the matchup here, looking at their rankings and, just kind of reminding you all, Mystics do come in at the 8th spot in the WNBA, and they also rank 4th in the Eastern Conference. Now, they have a record of 13 wins and 13 losses. That's a 50% win percentage. And on top of that, they are 9-5 from home, 4-8 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. Now, as I mentioned before, they face off against the Golden State Valkyries, and we do know Golden State Valkyries do come in at the 9th spot in the Western Conference. Now, they also rank 5th in the Western Conference, and they have a record of 12 wins and 13 losses. That's a 48% win percentage. They're also 8-4 from home, 4-9 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. So it is pretty interesting to see there when it comes to both of these teams. Now, obviously, looking at, Golden State Valkyries and where they do rank defensively, we do know Golden State Valkyries do rank 3rd when it comes to points allowed. They also rank 5th when it comes to assists allowed and rebounds allowed. They also do rank 5th as well. So they rank very, very well in all 3 categories. And for that reason, we do very much actually like, the under for this situation here for someone like Shakira Austin. Although Shakira is a great player, what we have noticed time and time again is that when it actually comes to Shakira, we have definitely seen her play much more of a role for this team, as she doesn't have that high of a usage rate compared to other players. And we are expecting her to be a little bit on the lower side when it comes to usage rate out there. So as unfortunate as it is to hear that, we do still very much like the under for all 3 categories for Shakira. Now, looking at the last 5 games, we definitely have seen some pretty interesting stat lines from her. We do see on the 16th faced off against LA Sparks, had a 99-80 loss there, but had 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists in that matchup. Then on the 23rd faced off against LA Sparks again with a 93-86 loss, had 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists in that matchup. Then faced off against Seattle Storm on the 27th, had a 69-58 victory with 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 assist there. Then on the 28th faced off against Phoenix, had an 88-72 loss with 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist there. Then against Chicago on the 30th with a 103-86 victory with 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists there. So it's definitely interesting to see that. Now, obviously, looking at Shakira, we have seen her go on the over sometimes, other games going on the under. It really does depend on actually Shakira Austin's, sort of matchup that she does face off against. And now that she does face off against a tough Golden State Valkyries team defensively, we are expecting her to go on the under here. So for that reason, keep an eye out for the under for Shakira. As I've always mentioned, when it comes to this, keep an eye out for her line. If her line is too close to her averages, then definitely look to go on the under there. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about none other than Janelle Saloon. Now, as you'll know, Janelle, great player for Golden State Valkyries. Now, she's done a fantastic job so far this season, averaging 9.8 points, 4.6 rebounds, 1.1 assists, and also 0.5 steals. So she's definitely done a fantastic job there. Now, looking at someone like Janelle, we actually also have seen her, do some pretty, big things for this Golden State Valkyries team. But looking at Golden State Valkyries, we do know they face off against the Mystics. Now, when we look and going straight into their defensive strategies, as we do know where they rank, looking at, Washington Mystics and where they do rank defensively, we do know they rank 5th when it comes to points allowed. They also rank 3rd when it comes to assists allowed and 2nd when it comes to rebounds allowed. So we actually have seen, when it comes to Janelle, we actually have seen her go, do well in some games, but coming into this one, we do actually like the under for this one. And a big reason being is that Washington Mystics have shown time and time again that they are a fantastic team at restricting points, rebounds, and assists. Now, similar to Shakira, Janelle doesn't really have the highest usage rate in this actual Golden State Valkyries team, and that's why we are expecting her usage rate to suffer quite a lot coming into this matchup. Because of it, we are expecting other players in the Valkyries to take away from her usage rate, since Mystics already do a great job defensively overall, and we definitely see that affecting Janelle, unfortunately. Now, looking at her last 5 games, we definitely have seen her play some pretty big matchups. We see on the 15th face-off against Phoenix Mercury, had a 78-77 loss there, had 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist in that matchup. Then on the 17th face-off against Seattle, had a 67-58 loss with 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 0 assists there. Then on the 26th, faced off against Dallas Wings, had an 86-76 win with 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. After that, on the 28th, faced off against Connecticut, had 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 0 assists there. Then on the 30th, faced off against Atlanta, had 6 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist there. So it was definitely interesting to see. Obviously, looking at someone like Janelle, we have definitely seen her play great at times, but coming into this one, we do very much like the under for this situation here due to this matchup. Now, coming into this one, we also do see, looking at Janelle, we have definitely seen her against tougher teams struggle when it comes to getting stats, and that's what we are expecting in this next game, especially against the Mystics, where Mystics do a great job defensively. So for that reason, we are definitely liking the under for this one, so keep an eye out for Janelle for the under, for her lines. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about none other than Kiki Iriafen. Now, as you all know, Kiki, great player for Washington Mystics. Now, she's done a fantastic job, averaging 11.9 points, 8.5 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and also 0.7 steals. So she's definitely done a fantastic job there. Now, when we look at Kiki, we also do know that they face off, and Washington Mystics face off against Golden State Valkyries. Now, just to remind you all again, Golden State Valkyries do rank 9th in the Western Conference with a record of 12 wins and 13 losses. That's a 48% win percentage. And then Washington Mystics on the other side are in the Eastern Conference. Now, they have a record that put them in the 8th spot in the WNBA, but also 4th spot in the Eastern Conference. And they have a record of 13 wins and 13 losses. So that's a 50% win percentage there. Now, coming into this matchup, we do also know, looking at Golden State Valkyries defensively, we do know they rank 3rd when it comes to points allowed, also 5th when it comes to assists allowed, and 5th when it comes to rebounds allowed. Now, coming into this matchup, we do actually like the under for this situation here as well. I know we are looking at a lot of under picks for today, but a big reason being is that when we look at both of these teams, both teams are very good defensively, but a big reason why they're both great defensively is that both of them do a fantastic job at slowing down the pace of this game. So we are expecting a pretty slow paced game from both of these teams. Golden State Valkyries are a slow-paced team, so are Washington Mystics, so we are expecting very, very slow pace. And less pace means less volume, and less volume means less opportunity for someone like Kiki to score, rebound, or even play make. Now, looking at Kiki over the last 5 games, we did see on the 20th, now that was the All-Star game, so we are going to skip to the 23rd. On the 23rd, faced off against LA Sparks, had a 93-86 loss with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist there. Then on the 27th, faced off against Seattle, had a 69-58 victory with 7 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 assist in that matchup. Then on against Phoenix on the 28th, had an 88-72 loss with 6 points, 10 rebounds, and 0 assists there. Then faced off against Chicago on the 30th, had a 103-86 victory with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists in that matchup. So we have seen, as I've mentioned with the other picks, Kiki sometimes going the over, sometimes going on the under, but as it comes down to it, as we are expecting Kiki to come into this game, especially as a rookie, definitely, yes, she may get some of her minutes, but, we are expecting other players in Mystics to provide a lot more of the usage rate out there. We do very, very much like the under for this situation here. So keep an eye for Kiki Area Finn's line. If the line is too close to her averages, then definitely look to go on the under.